Today, I'll recap the 2011 action fantasy film I Am Number 4. The movie opens at night in a forest. Two men are hiding. One hears a noise and goes to investigate with a machete. Suddenly, strange creatures attack. The younger man, known as Number 3, flees but is quickly caught by a monstrous commander. The villain steals his glowing necklace and kills him. The boy disintegrates into dust, lost in the wind. The commander adds the necklace to a growing collection clearly. This isn't his first victim. We then meet John Smith, also known as Number 4, enjoying the ocean with friends. That evening, while swimming with a girl, his leg glows and he screams in pain. He has a vision of Number 3, warning him of danger. Bystanders witness John's strange reaction and begin filming, laughing and calling him a freak. John wakes up on the beach, joined by a man named Henry. John and Number 3 are young individuals with superpowers, each protected by a guardian. Henry, John's protector, notices a glowing wound on his leg and realizes Number 3 has been killed. He immediately takes John away from the coastal cottage, destroying all photos with his friends before they leave. On the road, John explains that he and 8 other gifted children fled their home planet, Lorien, when it was invaded by the Mogadorians Bald, menacing aliens. The Mogs must kill the children in order, and the marks on John's leg show that numbers 1, 2, and 3 are already dead. John is now the next target. Henry gives him a new identity and stresses the need to stay hidden. They relocate to an old house in Paradise, Ohio, hoping to stay safe. There, John notices a poster of a football player named Bernie Kosar. Meanwhile, a small lizard quietly follows them to the house. Henry tries to wipe John's presence from social media to prevent the Mogs from tracking him. Suddenly, they're startled by a strange noise outside. The lizard transforms into a dog. John decides to keep it and names him Bernie Kosar. Henry objects at first, but John insists it's harmless. That night, Henry secretly hides a mysterious box inside a wall clock. It was left by John's father and meant to be opened at the right time, though John knows nothing about it. Meanwhile, Number 6 arrives at the now empty bungalow looking for John. Finding no one, she sets the place ablaze and walks away unharmed, revealing she's fireproof. The next morning, John insists on attending school. He promises to stay low profile, so Henry reluctantly agrees and hands him a phone. At school, John is surprised to see the dog has followed him. While waiting for his schedule, he notices a girl named Sarah in the principal's office. She'd been caught secretly taking a photo of a teacher. John feels drawn to her. The staff assigns Sarah to show him to his locker. As they walk off, Henry calls John to check in, but he doesn't answer. Mark and his friends approach John and introduce themselves. After they leave, John watches Mark bully a nerdy student named Sam and toss away his skateboard. John retrieves it and befriends him. Later, he sees Sam being picked on again. Frustrated, John throws a ball hard at one of Mark's friends, knocking him down. Nearby, Sarah quietly takes photos of John, clearly interested in him. That evening, John finds Sarah's photography website, which includes an album of pictures of him. Henry, concerned for John's safety, deletes every photo. Meanwhile, the Mogs discover Number 4 is alive after investigating the remains of the burned bungalow. The next day at school, John's palms suddenly emit a bright beam of light, his lumen. Sensing something wrong, Henry sees the same glow on his watch and rushes to school. Panicked, John hides in the janitor's closet, trying to stop the light. Henry arrives and calmly explains that the light means John's powers are beginning to awaken. When they arrive at the mansion, Henry tells John that he'll become stronger and faster, but only if he learns to control his powers. Until then, school is off limits. Curious about his abilities, John shows them to the dog, then sneaks out through the window. He tests his powers hurling a stone high into the sky and leaping with incredible agility. Meanwhile, the Mogadorian commander raids a grocery store, buying everything and feeding it to strange, enormous creatures. Back in town, John runs into Sarah and walks with her. They spot Sam with his stepfather across the street. Sarah invites John to dinner and introduces him to her family. Her parents mention her love for photography and suggest they visit the town's night carnival. After dinner, they head to Sarah's room, where John finds her scrapbook. He learns that she dislikes being photographed. Unfortunately, his dog appears outside, barking loudly, forcing him to leave. The school bully watches jealously as John walks away. The next day, Sam asks John about the strange marks on his hands in class, but John stays silent. As Sam advises him to avoid Sarah, pink paint set up earlier by Mark explodes from their lockers, ruining Sam's picture with his biological father. Enraged, Sam attacks Mark. John's palms begin to glow again, but he stays calm and walks away. In the bathroom, Sam confides that his father, obsessed with aliens, mysteriously vanished. He believes aliens abducted him. John spots Sarah in the hall, but chooses to ignore her. Meanwhile, Henry investigates Sam's father's disappearance. He visits an old factory where Sam's dad conducted experiments. There, Henry finds strange markings on a column and a glowing rock on the ground, called a locator. Henry takes it home to study. John is in his room when Sarah invites him to the Spring Scream Festival. There, she reveals that she and Mark used to date, and after their breakup, Mark spread all of John's secret. The two take a creepy carriage ride through the woods. When they reach Hell's Gate, Mark and his friends ambush them. They beat John, while another friend kidnaps Sarah and takes her to Mark. Sam watches from the shadows as John is forced to use his powers. He eventually saves Sarah, almost breaking Mark's arm in the process. Afterward, he walks Sarah home and gets his first kiss. John realizes he's become stronger when he breaks a lamppost with his bare hand. John visits Sam and reveals his true origins, confirming his father's suspicions. He warns Sam to keep it a secret, as it could put him in danger. Sam agrees. The next day, Mark's father, the local sheriff, arrives at John's house. He interrogates John, accusing him of attacking Mark. John denies it, claiming he wasn't paying attention. Henry feels proud, seeing how well John is adjusting to his powers. Soon after, a video of John screaming in pain in the ocean goes viral. Henry urges them to leave quickly, as he can't delete it. John, now in love with Sarah, refuses to go and argues with his protector. They have a brief scuffle. Henry is kidnapped shortly after, and John must rescue him. With Sam by his side, they head to the location. Upon arrival, John tells Sam to follow a man while he sneaks inside the house. There, he finds articles about missing persons and discovers Henry, who is restrained. The kidnappers are conspiracy theorists working for the Mogs. A Mog bursts through the door and attacks. As John and Sam escape, Henry faces the alien. Sam loses the car key, and John uses his powers to start the vehicle. Before they can drive away, the Mog appears and stabs Henry in the chest. As they flee, Henry hands John a special knife and tracker. He reveals that Sam's father used the locator to search for Lorian's surviving children. Henry orders John to find his kind before he dies, for together they can stop the Mogs. After failing to capture John, the aliens arrive at the conspiracy theorists' home and execute them with a death device for their failure. Meanwhile, local sheriffs invade John's home and label him a terrorist. Sarah grows suspicious and questions John about his true identity. As they drive, Sam reveals he has a fragment of the rock his father discovered while searching for aliens in Mexico. While Sam looks for Bernie, who helps him locate the rock, John stops by Sarah's house to clear the air and say goodbye. However, the police arrive and corner John and Sarah on the roof. As Sarah stands up, she falls. John uses his telekinesis to save her. He later demonstrates his abilities again when he pulls a police car using telekinesis. The two escape and head to school. Meanwhile, the Mogs arrive in a convoy and confront Mark and his father. The commander orders Mark to lead them to John. Sam warns John that the Mogs have surrounded the school. As they attempt to flee, Number 6, also known as Jane, arrives with a special weapon and helps them fight the aliens. A fight breaks out, and Jane quickly eliminates 2 aliens. The Mogs release their flying lizards, and Bernie unexpectedly turns into a terrifying monster that scares Sam. Eventually, the two reunite, but the monster shows up and causes chaos inside the school. A fierce Bernie arrives and helps John battle the creature, defeating the flying lizard after an intense struggle. However, he's badly hurt and transforms back into a gentle dog. Jane, struggling, asks John to charge her with his light, and together they battle the Mog, successfully eliminating it. John, Jane, and Sam race to the soccer field, where the commander and another monster await. With their combined strengths, Jane and John swiftly take down all the guards and almost kill the commander. However, Jane is captured by the monster, and John aids her with the lamp. Finally, Number 4 kills the commander with a massive explosion. Both survive the blast due to Jane's fireproof abilities. The next day, they connect the blue rocks and locate the remaining children of Lorien. Mark appears unexpectedly and hands John Henry's mysterious box. Sam joins the team, and John shares one last kiss with Sarah. An injured Bernie shows up, and they all escape the town. If you liked this video, don't hesitate to hit the like button. And if you didn't, click the dislike button twice to be sure. Make sure to watch the full movie. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this.